Google cans, Microsoft resets, just to get started, plus your calls and our opinions loaded, queued up, and ready to boot up this show coming up next.
Buy it, use it, break it, fix it, trash it, change it, mail, upgrade it, charge it, point it, zoom it, press it, snap it, work it, quick erase it, write it, cut it, paste it, save it, load it, check it, quick rewrite it, plug it, play it, burn it, rip it, drag it, drop it, zip, unzip it, lock it, fill it, call it, find it, view it, code it, jam, unlock it, surf it, scroll it, pause it, click it, cross it, crack it, switch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, scan it, send it, fax, rename it, touch it, bring it, pay it, watch it, turn it, leave it, start, format it, Technologic.
Hey, live from studios in Self Hall on the beautiful campus of Jacksonville State University, it's the Hey Techies Show. Now, here are your hosts in chairs that should have been thrown out years ago, Michael, Bruce, and the Guru.
Well, I just don't know, Bruce. I just don't know about what's going to be going on tonight. I tell you right now.
I'm here, though.
You are
I'm
here.
So excited to be back. It's been way too long.
It has been way too long. Absolutely. What is Guru's
3
trying to
whole
cue
weeks.
something up that will be dangerous? I have no doubt about
sure
it.
Will be.
What is Guru?
I'm not doing anything.
what is-
I just forgot to stop that before I brought the volume up. So you got a little extra.
Well,
dose of the thing.
Pardon me.
You're pardoned.
Cleared that throat. We are loaded up tonight with all kinds of crazy stuff. And, of course, we would be delighted to have your opinion in on the show. And a tech question if you want that. By the way, this is the Hey Techie Show, and welcome, and we're so glad to have you. And the phone number is 256-782.
5600.
If you would like to
that's
be
your
on the
line.
show.
That is my line. That's all I get.
Guru's been
I've been doing that for the last 3 weeks.
Oh, man. Well, I'm sure you've done a great job.
Oh, he
Of
has.
course.
Yeah, he only forgot it once.
I will say this.
I was intentional that one time I forgot. Just saying.
He left me hanging.
The 3 weeks I've not been here,
Oh,
it's
oh, yeah.
I know when the show is, but I can't get away to even listen or call in.
Oh, that's okay.
So I think
Well-
on a where were we?
You were on vacation,
I
and
was
then the
on
next
vacation.
day you texted me and said, "Oh, the show was last night. How'd it go?"
Oh yeah, so the first, because I was on vacation for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's right.
The first week I was like, oh wow, Thursday passed, because I think I got an email that said something about Friday, and I was like, oh, today's Friday. Man,
yes.
and I just like, oh, I missed the show last night. But yeah, man, I've never taken 2 full weeks of vacation.
Cool. That's good.
And I'm going to be doing that for probably the rest of my life. That was great. Because, before that, I have just, ever since probably about the time I started working when I was 15, up until maybe last year or the year before, was the first time I had taken a full week of vacation.
Speaking of that, while I was having to do something else in my day job last week, something I don't normally do, I was in an office and I was sitting waiting on somebody. I saw a magazine, and it's in one of their, it was in
And you read.
Yeah, I actually did. It was in the comptroller's office, but it was a magazine.
Yeah.
It was basically for, management.
Oh, yeah,
It wasn't-
yeah.
I forgot the name of the journal, but the article was about how that businesses and companies are learning that vacations are very important.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it
man.
helps. But that's not what was interesting.
What was...
The story was about a person who takes a 6 weeks vacation.
Yeah, there's countries that do that.
A 6-week
Yeah.
vacation and goes on an Atlantic sailboat. I mean,
Yeah.
we're not talking about your average Joe.
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
this article was talking about CEOs
Oh,
and big, like, high-end agencies,
Yeah.
law firms, CPAs,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. It was interesting. Yeah, okay, Guru. Sorry.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty
Inside joke there.
Yeah. But anyway, you brought that to my memory about that.
Yeah.
That was very interesting. I not, it's amazing how it takes an article to inform some people that vacations are good.
And,
That's
yeah.
odd.
Well,
I-
I will say this: a lot of companies are taking away those what they say are benefits, when really it in turn benefits the company because even a lot of companies now are and have been doing for a few years are these kind of health things to make sure your employees are healthy. You challenge them to eat better foods, to work out. Some companies give money for doing that, or you earn points to earn things, whether some prizes or purchase something in a store. Incentives, some type of
I got the
incentive.
incentive part.
Um,
Okay. Well,
I could have just said it and been more concise instead of the whole.
I guess we should
description.
have prefaced all this with this.
no, it's not breaking.
It is breaking.
Well, it's breaking for some people because
Yeah, for some people.
companies they don't realize this. That you end up with a healthier employee that's at work more and is more apt to do their job.
But if you feel really bad
Yeah.
and you just really don't have anybody else to talk to, there is
256-7256.
you can do that. Or you can go to heytechieshow.com.
Yeah, you can.
And you can find all the ways to connect with us. And tonight, I promise I will be more apt to watch our email. We got an email last week.
Y'all didn't answer it.
We did answer,
Okay.
but it wasn't until late in the show, and I don't really know.
Man.
Well, it was an odd.
I almost replied because I wasn't where I could talk, but I was like, I could answer this in an email. I was like, oh, they probably already covered it.
Yeah, we did eventually.
Just how much I was paying attention where I was at.
If you're a Facebooker and you have the Facebook messaging app, which you may not, there is a bot on there called the WooBot. WooBot. WOE bot. And supposedly what the WooBot is supposed to help you have a better attitude. If you're depressed, you're supposed to be able to communicate with it. It will show you some videos on how it supposedly communicates. So, I decided, I'll check it out. Just really see what it does, right? And I did that. And there's some videos you watch so to give you an idea of how you're supposed to help it answer you.
Yeah.
And so it'll check in with you, and it basically says, well, how are you feeling tonight? Or how are you feeling right
I see
now?
what you're saying.
How are
it's
you?
a digital companion.
Yeah, almost, but it's supposed to be interactive, and it is. How are you feeling? And the two times that I've told it,
I would have signed up for Facebook for this.
the two times I've told it how I was feeling, it sent me to a video to watch something, or it
Did it make you feel better? Were you feeling bad?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't feeling anything. I just wanted to see. But the second time,
Yeah.
it started asking me a series of questions. And like, for instance,
Said you're a loser.
no,
Oh, thanks.
it asked me a series of
Some
questions and sent me through this whole thing about picking out, like, for instance, which one of these is an example of all or nothing thinking? My classmates don't like me. Number 2, I wish I knew more people. Number 3, I feel lonely sometimes.
I would say A.
1, right. My classmates don't like me.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go on and it tells
There's only 3 choices.
Yeah, there was only 3 choices. Okay, so it says now try. I know this. I'm getting to where I want to get to here.
Sure.
We got a few more minutes. Now try this one.
We got 2 whole hours.
Which of these is all or nothing thinking?
Okay.
I feel so self-conscious sometimes. Nobody likes me. I find it hard to make friends.
Nobody
likes me too. So I was doing good. I
Yeah.
got these little dancing things.
Okay. Oh, it's like, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, right. So next question. Which one of these is an example of a should statement? I shouldn't have said that. I wish I hadn't said that. It'd be nice to go on a vacation. Speaking of. Number 1 is a should statement.
No.
I shouldn't. Well, it was right.
It is?
It said I was right.
Let's see. Which one is a should statement? I shouldn't have done that?
I shouldn't have done that.
Okay. And the second one was?
I wished I hadn't said that.
Okay.
It'd be nice to go on a vacation.
Out of those 3, yes, I would say 1.
Okay.
I wanted to analyze them.
Okay. So this was the last question,
Okay.
and I've got to edit it. Okay. This is the last one. can you spot the should statement here? Why can't I get my crap together, except not the word crap? 2, I'm trying my best.
What's number 3?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay, just those 2.
That was it.
Which one's a should statement?
Yes. But I was sitting here reading this like, seriously?
Well, it's a common statement people say.
Well, no, I don't.
Common
And I'm
people.
not offended. Don't
Yeah.
misunderstand. But I'm just saying this is supposed to be a help.
Yeah.
This is an assumption
That
that
you
everybody
use that
talks
language.
that use that language. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
That to me,
Maybe that's their goal demographic. There's the people that do. That's their user base. You're not their user base, so I think what they're saying is get rid of our service.
well, I'm not. I'm just saying.
A
It just.
should?
I just found it interesting. I just found it fascinating that they would use.
What was number 2?
I'm trying to my
I'm
best.
trying my best. I guess 1.
I guess.
Did you pick 1?
No, I said bye.
What did it say after that? Bye.
It said, "Oh, I see you just said bye. Seems like you're trying to end this conversation. Is that right?" I said, "Yes, please." It said, "Okay, I'll stop blabbing. Just reply to this message when you want to continue."
And you should say, you feel like you always have
Look,
to get
they
the last
just,
word.
is
don't
it a good time to check in?
you? Yeah. Do it. Do it.
Live on the air.
Do
Hey
it.
Techie Show. Is it a good time to check in? Yes.
Sure.
So before we start our chat today, I have something to ask you. What's that?
Can you type your own response? Or is
You
it
can.
just canned? Okay.
Some researchers from Stanford University are doing a study about me and would like to know if you want to be involved.
Yes.
And then you have, well, actually, yes, it's not. I don't know what that is. Well, anyway.
Sure. Wait. No. Wait, no. Let me see this.
No, I don't want to. No way. You and my phone is dangerous.
No, it's not.
Well, when the Hey Techie Show returns, we'll cover something else. And maybe I'll see what this is going to say, and I will have to edit it, likely. Oh, by the way, this is only 15 free. After that, they want to charge you.
Oh, that's
I found
dumb.
that out
That is
early
dumb.
on.
That is
Right, I
dumb.
said right.
Dumb.
Well, there you go, Bruce.
Man, I have to say this. We are probably being covered up on the air.
Yeah, that's okay. Go
Okay.
for it. But we're not on the internet.
I loved that cartoon and the games that went with it, and they totally. If you have a child right now, and they still have this game in some form or fashion, please let me know. Of course, a quick Google search would probably reveal that. But man, I loved that game. Loved it.
Loved it.
Did you ever play it?
No.
You're
I
probably
didn't,
too
I didn't
old.
play the game.
I am too old. That's true. There's no doubt
You
about
didn't play the game?
No,
Man, the PC game, it was so fun.
I enjoyed the game shows on PBS. That's where I got to.
Yeah. Be honest. I'll be honest.
Really? You'll be honest?
Yeah, I'll be honest. Growing up, kind of had a crush on Carmen Sandiego.
That's not a shock.
How's that not a shock?
You know, I could go.
I was like, I want to find a girl like that one day
I could go further. I was fixing to say I could go further.
that wears a coat and a hat.
Uh-huh.
She
Right.
accessorizes. She accessorizes.
Your wife's gonna knock
Well,
you in the head if she heard
Yeah,
this.
that bumper was for you,
I
Bruce.
appreciate
We
it.
missed you.
Well, I've missed y'all.
Well, Guru missed you.
And I've missed all of our
Michael
adoring
didn't miss you.
fans.
Obviously, Michael didn't miss you.
No. Nah.
Our listeners missed you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no question
Looking
about that.
for it right now. Looking for the game.
You're looking for what?
The game.
The game.
Yeah. Oh, can you play it online?
Hey, why don't? Hey, I wonder if they make it for your new.
Oh.
I wonder if they make it for your new device.
I doubt it.
You doubt it?
Do we want to
Well-
cover that now? Yeah, let's do it.
Sure.
So-
Wait, it's not in the. It's not in our.
During the time that I was gone,
Yes.
my lovely wife got me a birthday present. So you know about when my birthday is. She got me the Nintendo Switch.
And it has a Zelda case.
Well, I got a Zelda case.
You got a Zelda
Yeah,
case.
I got a case.
The Nintendo Switch. Now, for our
Amazon.
listeners that don't know diddly squat about that, what would
So
be
this is Nintendo's new console / portable device.
well?
And if you're watching on YouTube, people, I mean, you could go online and look at this. You don't have to look at it on our show, but it's great. This and we were talking about this before I went. I think
Yes.
on vacation. That I was like, it seems like this is something that Nintendo's doing right, to capture a larger market.
Okay.
Because you're going to have your hardcore gamers that want whatever Battlefield whatever is coming out, and they're going to get the Xbox or the PlayStation, and of course Sega. I'm more of a computer gamer anyway. When I do get to play, but just where my life is right now, this is very convenient.
Yeah, I can understand. On the go.
On the go, so it's
On
I
the
can
road.
I can dock it, throw
On
it
the road
on a
again.
TV, or if I'm on a plane, I can play it. It's just great. It is great, and there's so much technology in the remotes that they've done. I mean, they could not have done this 5 years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
And just man, it's just so awesome. I love it. So
Can you tell he loves it?
yeah, I love it. Of course, I had to get Zelda. If you know me, I love Zelda,
Yeah. You've mentioned it a few times.
and it is.
Hey, do you love Zelda?
I love it. I can't wait to see what Metroid games
do
they come
do
out
you
with.
really love it? Like
put up hearts.
You
As
heart it?
many
there
hearts
are hearts
as you can get in
Yes,
Zelda.
Hearts.
Just making sure.
But it's just it's so much fun. But I'll say I haven't got to play as much as I want to. My life's been really busy right now.
Yeah. Yeah. We all understand. Now you can connect this docket to some type of station.
Yeah,
right?
so it comes with a dock. I should have brought this in.
That's
but,
okay.
But it comes with a dock, and it works off USB-C.
Okay.
So the dock, you just slide it in. It's got a
Right.
USB-C, and on the back side, it's got an HDMI out.
Mhm. Hook it to your TV.
Yeah, hook it to your TV. And of course, there's some aftermarket docks that are coming out and some do-it-yourself kits. Because there's been complaints about whenever you slide it in and out, scratches up the screen.
Oh, okay.
Which I bought a screen protector and all that because I'm clumsy.
Sure.
And also got the replacement plan on it, so when I break it.
Right.
But to me, that's just like one night I didn't want to turn on the TV, and my wife was wanting to go to sleep, so I was like, well, I can just sit here and play it,
yeah.
in bed and not have a super bright TV on.
Right.
Of course, I've had it in my office for a while, hooked up to one of my monitors, playing it there.
There you go. Now,
But
does
it's
it
great just to be able to. And I was playing it right before the show.
does it have Bluetooth where you could hook Bluetooth ears?
That's a very
headset?
good question.
Okay.
That is a very good
I
question.
don't know if you can do wireless audio to it.
I mean, these would be the headphones I'd use.
Right.
So it does have a headphone jack. I don't know. That's a really good question.
Well, anyway.
We'll have to check that out. And with the way headphones are going, you're kind of going to need that because that may be all you can get.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's all they sell are Bluetooth now.
Seems like.
But so I mean, there's still some things that the game selection's getting better.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still new and it's still apparently pretty hard to get. Because my wife just happened to luck up on one because I had actually been looking for them for a while and everybody's sold out. Of course, on Amazon they're selling them at a premium, which I don't think is right. Because people go out and buy them. It's like, well, I can mark it up $100 and still sell it. But hey, whatever. To each his own. Just taken from the people that want it. Anyways, where was I going with this? Oh, so you can either buy physical copies of games, which are cartridges. Nintendo loves their cartridges, which I think is great. Or you can do digital downloads and put them on a micro SD card. But what has been reported is that it is locked to that system.
Okay.
Which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. It's a digital download. I would think it's tied to my account, so my Nintendo account. So it's like if this were to go bad,
Yes.
I could take that micro SD card out, put it in my new one, and just re-download the games, and then go right back onto that micro SD card.
Okay.
That's my assumption.
I was about to say, is that confirmed?
But I mean, that's the way all digital marketplaces are. If you have a digital download of a game, you can always go on and get it.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It'll be.
And you would think when you reset up a new Apple Watch, it'd actually come back the way you had it. But
Okay.
save that for another rant.
So there is only linear output, so it doesn't have.
It doesn't have Bluetooth. I'm sure there'll be some type of
It has just audio jack.
accessory adapter later that will do it.
3.5 millimeter audio jack. It's just a question I was curious about, but yeah. But what about the battery life? Does it seem well? But you probably have not pushed
I've probably not pushed it. I mean, I've played for at least 2 hours.
Yep. And the controllers can join together, or something, right?
Yeah. So the controllers. What's really neat about all this? Let me pull it back out. Is when you dock this, you just pull the remotes off.
Okay.
And then it comes with, I mean, these are Joy-Con controllers. You
Right.
put it in like a central thing.
Okay.
It's one controller. Or like this, because I've got Mario Kart. I got it for my daughter and myself.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Each of you have a remote.
I got it.
Thing is,
Oh, what was that?
oh, Carmen Sandiego.
Bruce did not mute something.
Well, we were watching.
I know we were watching some funny
watching
stuff
Price is
before
Right
the
before
show.
this.
We were, it was great.
So, but yeah, so each of you have a remote.
I got it. Yeah, 2-player.
Yeah, and it's 2-player. The only thing is, you're like, when you go to buy another set of these 2 remotes, granted, it's 2 remotes or 1 remote, is $80 or $70. I think it's like maybe it's $70. It's $70.
Oh my goodness, that's expensive.
Yeah, but there's a lot of tech in this little.
Oh
thing.
yeah, there's no question about
they
that.
better for $80.
Yeah.
They better talk to you.
But
So they don't connect together. I'm confused.
I didn't bring. There's.
There's something
yeah.
it connects to.
Yes.
I apologize.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they have.
Oh, does it look like this? The Joy-Con grip.
Yes, the Joy-Con grip.
Okay.
Or you can buy. I think they have like a Pro remote, and it looks just like a regular.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like an Xbox remote.
Yes. Okay.
But yeah, so really, if you think about it, whenever you're buying a set of these Joy-Cons, you're really getting 2 remotes
I get it.
for the price of,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
of course, I'm sure you've priced them lately. The PlayStation and Xbox remotes, just one remote's that much. So
It can be.
yeah,
Yeah.
but really awesome, man. I'm excited. It's fun.
I'm excited for
I was telling my wife, I was like, man, I really want to get one just so I can play Zelda. And
there you go.
That's what she did. She went out and got in Zelda and said, "Here you go." And I was like,
There you
"Oh
go.
my gosh, you're like, this is mine. You're kidding
Play
me."
to your heart's content.
So I'm
well,
excited.
Guru, I understand that you had a little Apple Watch issue this week.
Well, not really an issue. Well,
yeah.
yeah.
No.
Well, it started with not an issue, sorta. So my Apple Watch started developing a lot of scratches,
Okay.
even
yeah.
on the metal part, and it was kind of concerning. But luckily, I'd purchased Apple Care Plus.
Yeah. Okay.
So what that gives you is, when you buy an Apple Watch or any Apple product, you get so much time complimentary support and
Right.
so much
exactly.
warranty from defects, material workmanship, not physical damage. But Apple Care extends your warranty for 2 full years. But the Plus in Apple Care Plus, what was that?
I was unmuting. Sorry.
So the Plus in Apple Care Plus, it covers from actual intentional damage or accidental damage. Like you can get it for your iPhone. You can get it. I don't know if you can get it from MacBook. Probably can. But anyway, I have it from Apple Watch. You have to pay a nominal fee. It's kind of like insurance. It's like insurance on a mobile device you get through your carrier. So I contacted them, said, "Hey, I'm I'm gonna have to get something done here. I got a lot of scratches on my watch." And they're like, "Okay, we see you have Apple Care Plus, and let me send you this link because you got to go this." Basically, they sent you a link to go initiate the exchange.
Right,
They get your credit card information. They charge you. They also put a hold on your card because if they don't get the watch back within so much time, they'll charge you the full replacement cost.
Okay.
'Cause they can advance one to you, which is nice. But here's the thing: the person I was dealing with said, "Okay, you've got to unpair your watch first before you do this." I was like, "Okay." He said, "Can I still use it? Until my watch gets here." So, you just have to unpair it. Just do this, and you can repair it. But just make sure you unpair it when you send it back to us.
Okay.
I was like, okay. So I unpaired it. I never unpaired my Apple Watch before. So basically my watch was like a brand new watch.
Yeah.
It came up and wanted me to set up as a new one after.
Sure.
But I went and did what they told me to do, and then I went back to repair it. Had to go through the whole setup again, which, I mean, it wasn't working at first, and that's what really irritated me. It wouldn't pair. I was like, oh my gosh, and I got to wait for my new watch. Well, I got back on their tech support chat and of course, you get a different person every time,
Yeah.
but with Apple, they have you can give them your case number.
Sure.
And they can go back and look at whoever you were talking to before, what notes they've got. And they were like, well, I see you were talking to such and such person, senior advisor, and you need to talk to them about this. I'm like, well, can you connect me with that person? How do I get in contact? Oh, just send them an email. I'm like, okay. That you can't help me. Like, I'm having trouble repairing this watch to my phone.
Right.
It's not about the repair. I mean, I've already done everything there. I'm having technical issues. I can't help you. I need to help you.
Right.
It's so un-Apple like because Apple used back in the day. That's kind of a cliche term, but Apple they used to just bend over backwards to help you.
Yeah.
But it's just like this person just didn't give a crap. So I got in contact with the other person via email, and through email we were troubleshooting it, and I got it resolved. I was able to repair it until my new watch got here. And I told her about my bad experience with this other tech. I'm not gonna give names here,
Right.
And she
Steve.
it wasn't Steve,
Princess.
but she was very appalled, and
Brian.
she said she was gonna report it. I was like, well, whatever. Well, I thought, okay.
Right.
Issue
Whatever.
over.
Right.
When I repaired the watch, it came up on my phone. This is the old watch now. Came up, said, "Do you want to restore from your backup?" Like the watch, there's a backup apparently on this phone from my watch.
Exactly.
I was like, of course. So all the apps I had on here, all the settings, it came back just like it was. Like, great. My watch face was there, exactly how I had it set up.
Mm-hmm.
All great and wonderful. So the new watch comes a day or two later. So I unpair the old one, like I was told to. Turn the new one on, do the pairing process. I'm never prompted to restore from backup.
Oh.
So it's like an out-of-the-box new one.
Right.
Which, granted, it's not like it's a big deal. It's just I didn't have, by default, if your iOS apps have a watch component, it'll automatically put them on your watch.
Exactly.
And I have some turned off because here's the thing: some of these Apple Watch apps, you have to pay extra to unlock that feature.
Nice. Sure.
I'm like,
yeah, it makes sense. I mean, that's
I only put the ones on there that I want.
right.
I don't use a whole lot of they call WatchKit apps is what the developer term is, but I have very few that I use. Anyway, so and then I got back with their tech support chat, and they're like, "Oh, we'll try this and try that. Try restart." There's a famous one. Just try turning off your phone and your watch and turn it back on.
Sure,
again.
that always
unpair your watch.
Oh wow.
Reboot
Set it
it.
back to factory setting.
Then reboot your phone and try it again. Of course, it didn't work. They were like, "Well, you need to restore your iPhone from a backup."
What?
Yeah, I was like,
You should have said, "Hold on, let me create."
Hold on, let me create
that's
a backup.
the thing. Every time you sync your phone, it creates a backup.
Yeah, it's supposed to. That's
and
right.
I have Wi-Fi syncing turned on at the house, so
right.
when I get in and plug it up at night,
Right.
it starts syncing and does a backup. So that was pointless. It didn't help. So I had to reset my Apple Watch. I'm still working on it, but it's just frustrating. Like Apple, they used to have the customer service was king at Apple,
Yeah.
and now they're becoming like every other company.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Yeah, I know. You run into that.
That's my rant. So if you follow me on Twitter, you probably saw where I tweeted to Apple that they bricked my watch. But my watch is back. But I had to set it all up from scratch.
Set it all up.
Yeah, because
Oh, well.
this stuff would not happen if Steve Jobs was still around, because he made sure this stuff worked perfectly before it went to market. They're pushing crap out the door too fast at Apple. Just saying. Just saying. I have a kind of related story.
Yes, by all means.
It's Apple related. So let me find it. So we've talked on the show a couple of times. We don't cover it too much about Apple's building that new campus, the spaceship campus, as they're calling it. Well, apparently there's some Apple employees that are they're in the process of moving people to that campus slowly. There's some people already there that are said to be dissatisfied with the open office design.
I heard that.
So this is a Mac Rumors article, and it's talking about during an episode of the talk show on Daring Fireball, John Gruber touched on the topic about the open floor plans that Apple's implemented at its new campus called, I think they're called Apple Park.
Yes.
And it's a change from what, I mean, open office plans are not a new thing.
No.
They've been around a while.
Oh, yeah.
Whether you like it or not, it's been around. It's kind of the thing now.
Sure.
But at One Infinite Loop, that campus, the existing Apple campus, most people had their own office, like private office. So this is a change internally to Apple. So, sorry, I lost my place here. So basically what's happened, they're transitioning from most people having their own place to these large open spaces with desks.
Right.
It's like supposed to encourage collaboration, but
yeah.
Anyway, I'm getting down here. Let's see. This is a quote here from, where's this from? It's via the Silicon Valley Business Journal. Judging from private feedback I've gotten from several Apple employees, I'm 100% certain there's going to be some degree of attrition based on the open floor plans, where good employees are going to choose to leave because they don't want to work here. That they're some of them are very dissatisfied that now they don't have. They're in these open spaces to work. And there's something in this article, and I read this yesterday. I actually read this, believe it or not, that said basically people that if you're engineers or software developers, you tend to be more productive when you have a space to yourself, and it's less distracting is basically what they're talking about. I'm trying to find that part.
One of those gentlemen was Johnny Sroji, SRO.
Oh, I'm getting to that part.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. But several people have shared stuff kind of privately with the press, I guess, and they're expressing their dissatisfaction. But there was apparently...
Well, they better be glad they don't work for Google.
That Johnny, that guy you just talked about, is one of the employees dissatisfied, and apparently he heads the group that is responsible for like their silicon.
Right.
So here's a quote here. Let's see. This is...
Yeah, I don't know about this quote.
I think this is Gruber's quote here. I heard that when open floor plans were announced that there was some meeting with Apple Vice President Johnny, whatever his last name's team, said Gruber. He's in charge of Apple Silicon, the A10, the A11, all their custom silicon. Obviously a very successful group at Apple and a large and growing one with a lot on their shoulders. Gruber continued when Sroji was shown the floor plans, he more or less said, expletive that, expletive you. There's another, I'm not going to read it obviously. Expletive this is bull expletive. And they built their own building off to the side on the campus. Obviously because, this guy leading this group was very dissatisfied. And he had his, reason, probably, he wanted some, he felt his employees could do better work having some space to themselves and be less distracted. So Apple kind of conceded to his demands and, built them their own little corner. You go play in your
corner.
Go play in your corner.
They're not going to be in the spaceship.
That's a show title, I guess, right there.
Go play in your corner. That could be.
But it says this article from Mac Rumors goes on to say the idea of open workspaces at Apple Park could potentially irk employees goes back to some of the original profiles on the building. Last year, Bloomberg explained that there will be few traditional offices at Apple Park, and management will have to be a vice president level or above to get their own formal office space.
Okay.
Although there is reportedly potential for employees below this level to be eligible. During the company's presentations to the Cupertino City Council, Apple's viewpoint indicated that open floor plan is conducive to collaboration between teams.
I've
So-
never had to work in one, so
I've never had a cubicle, never had to work in one of these open collaborative spaces, so I can't comment on the differences, but I would think it would make me less productive because, like, peripheral vision and people going by, when you're really focused on something, I think that would distract me personally. I don't know if y'all would feel the same way.
No, I totally agree. I miss being able to close my door. Whenever I'm on the phone, man, and I'll say this: nosy's not the word I use. I'm very curious.
yes.
And I cannot help myself. I can hear somebody down the hallway.
Right.
Every word they say.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
And I'll be like, well, no, that's not right.
yeah, that's a negative.
So,
Yeah.
I mean,
So
and
for
this-
me, it would not be a good.
But I
working
wonder if
environment.
Apple's going to lose a lot of people, because there's some people that may say, well, if I don't feel appreciated anymore, and if somebody comes and offers them a job,
Maybe.
oh, who would offer them a job? Google.
maybe.
Well, you would see
If you can show like you're very successful at Apple doing something, I mean,
to me,
I
it
think a
depends
lot
on
of
what-
companies want to get you for your talent.
To me, it depends on what your job role is. If you're there to be creative, then yes, collaboration is needed. But at some point, you got to not collaborate and actually do some work. You've got to sit down and focus. There's a lot of hours that have to go into things, and it's beyond just talking through things. It's actually, whether it be putting pen to paper or putting your head into a screen for a few hours. That's what happens.
Yeah.
This is what you got to do. There's several days that I lose track of what time of day it is because I'm so engrossed in my work that I'm like, oh wow, 4 hours have passed. I need to get up and walk around.
Well, when we come back, we will move on to something else, but we would love to take your call. 256-782.
5600.
And you can be on the Hey Techie Show. Be right back.
Don't go anywhere. There's more in the queue lined up just for you. You're listening to the Hey Techies Show on WLJS Jacksonville.
Welcome back into the Hey Techie Show. Blow Southerners blow.
That's right.
Well, they are definitely back on
Yes,
campus.
they are.
I was in an office today.
That was live, what you just heard.
yeah, right. I was
They're out there practicing just a stone's throw away
That
from
is
us
true.
now.
I was in an office earlier today, and man, that it was near on the quad. It was the quad side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could hear him across the way, and the person said, "I got to go to the bathroom real quick." Said, they said, "I love to hear him, but 3 hours of drumming is I'm trying to do something here.
that's
It's tough because it was really loud. It's like dun 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 dun. You know, when they're practicing, it's a lot of the same stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so anyway, but yeah, that's getting ramped up. It's going to be good. I can't wait to hear their real show this year. So see it and hear it. So it should be good. But you know, there is tons going on, and really, it would. If we were to try to cover every little thing, of course we couldn't, but even if we were to try, it would just be a bunch of noise, really, because there is just so much going on. There's no way to cover it all. I saw something that I don't have here that just reminded me, and I wanted to bring this up, and I didn't tell Guru ahead of time. Two things, actually. Two things. One thing that Goo and I forgotten that we wanted to carry over from last week, because we wanted to ask you, and you keep this in your mind.
Okay.
Last week, Guru and I don't think we didn't come up with a list per se, but we thought about what would a tech Mount Rushmore look like. The people of tech, who would you put on? So don't give an answer yet.
Oh, okay.
So just put that. Okay, this other one that I saw this week, and it was a morning show, Bruce, and I'll let you figure out that other in a minute, but it was a morning show, and I did not know this. They said the alphabet soup of passwords is dangerous now, and you shouldn't do it. Meaning, put twos and numeric characters and let's say symbols. They were saying that those could be easily broken by current ciphers of today, current products that you could find that could break those codes. They were saying that the best password now, according to experts, is words that do not have any relation to each other.
Sure.
Like, for instance...
see, this is where I disagree with all that.
Like, for instance, this one.
Okay.
Chicken, bicycle, pickle.
Yeah, sure.
The idea is that it would be very difficult for algorithms as they are to put those together.
See, I disagree.
Okay. All right. I wanted to get your opinion.
Yes, I agree that is better, but that's because of entropy.
Explain.
So
entropy.
Well, the more characters you have, the better.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, you lost.
Now, if the trend, if everyone starts doing that,
yes,
then I'll change my algorithm.
Right. That's what I was
this.
thinking. That's
so.
Exactly
So really, what it is yes, that using symbols and characters mixed together and all that, it's easier for a computer to figure out than it is for a human to guess.
Okay.
Sure, absolutely. But if everybody starts following this new method, then
I know. I thought that.
Then let's go that. And there's a lot of math to that honestly I don't understand.
That's okay.
When it comes to this other stuff, and even to whatever the max is of characters that somebody will let you use, all that goes into, say if you go to a banking site and they're like, well, you can only use 18 characters. All right, well, now I know I can limit, the max to 18 characters. Well, say I just go and try and create an account. Well, it says it's got to be at least 8 is the minimum. Well, now I know I can start searching between 8 and 18. So I've cut down a lot of
that's true, because
to try
under 8 you don't need to try.
So in between that, there's my
it's a good point.
So percentage wise, majority percent will be eight characters,
right?
And probably your next will be 9. I could say, all right, here, just do this. So I'm really cutting down on
on
what
and
I
you
have
would
to
get
use.
a percentage of these. Say if you had 10,000
users.
users,
if I had hashes to go and brute force, absolutely.
And
so,
and if you've ever wondered, that's really how it works.
Yes.
That's how they're doing it.
Yeah. So yes, I agree that there should be a minimum, which right now I would say would be 9, not 8.
Okay, odd number.
Yeah, well, it's not because of the odd.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Well, it's because if
it's just one more than 8.
No, the amount of time it would take current computing to calculate that.
Right. I knew where you were getting
brute
to.
force. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say it's just crazy to me to limit it to so many characters. It's like somebody being a lazy programmer.
I agree. Yeah.
I mean, now
I can understand with up to a certain amount of characters, then you're just kind of like, look, that's
well, and here's the thing with modern
up too much
modern
space.
databases.
yeah.
Of course, hopefully they're encrypting the password that they're storing.
Yeah.
Assuming they're
salting
encrypting
it.
Yeah, encrypting it and salting it. I mean, you can make a field in a database table that stores those credentials. I mean, huge.
Yeah.
And it not be difficult to extract, like with I'm getting geeky here, a clob,
that's what we do.
a character large object. You know, it's like 5,000 bytes.
Yeah.
I mean, you could make a password 5,000 characters long, but I mean,
Yeah.
when you encrypt it, it takes up more space. But I mean, you have a lot of room there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a little more effort,
Sure.
a little more disk space,
Yeah.
obviously. But what's your password worth to you?
Yeah.
That's what I say to companies. And some of it too, I think. Well, I'm kind of debating this in my head as I'm saying it, but they may be dependent on other solutions for like authentication and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think everything. If if anything has any
What I
any
mean
bit
by
of
that
value
is-
to you should
yeah.
be using two-factor.
This
Not that
interview
it's
was like on Fox and Friends
Yeah.
early, and they were interviewing somebody from Mashable. I don't remember the person's name, but it was a writer, I would
Yeah.
assume.
Yeah.
And I guess he was really just discussing with them what the current thought is on
Yeah.
this. And it could be I
Well,
had not really heard it.
the guy that wrote, I think it was NIST 800-45, maybe,
Okay.
which was the original, password suggestions that we've gone on for years.
Yeah.
Of changing your password so many days, having so
Right,
many characters, blah 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 blah. That now they've gone and they're pulling a lot of that back, and I think now it's like 800-100 and something. I don't remember
123.
No, that's pretty good. I can't remember.
My username 123.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's not your password too.
That's
Maybe
what I'm saying.
Maybe the original one is
My username.
53 and the new one's 171. I gotta look this up.
Oh heavens.
Sorry, it's gonna bother me.
Details.
Anyways.
Details.
But yeah, a lot of what was traditionally thought is, especially of like changing your password so often, they're suggesting to organizations don't do that now. Just keep it, until it's broken, until somebody's hacked it. Then now change your password.
Yeah.
But then we didn't have two-factor authentication back when that was originally written, and I would say if anything is of any value to you, definitely use
Well,
two-factor.
yeah, absolutely.
And that's not to say that that it's foolproof, because it's not.
No, right.
Of course, having a physical token is probably depends on how you want to define secure. Because if you lose it, then you're SOL.
Right.
And even with soft tokens, yes, they're more convenient. You do lose a little bit of security, but definitely more convenient and cheaper. But I expressed this problem whenever I'd swap phones, or if a phone were to break, man, I've got to go and reset all that up.
Right.
So there's a program, Authy. Again, I don't know how they're storing that stuff. It's something I'm testing out right now with some ones that aren't super critical to me.
Mm-hmm.
They're critical enough that they need two-factor, but not so critical that I'm like, I can trust you with this and see how this goes. So whenever I do move to a new phone or whatever,
Yeah.
or another thing is printing off those QR codes. Where are you storing those? Are you storing are they in a locked file cabinet, or do you have them on a cloud service somewhere that you're not using two-factor
Sure.
on, and somebody gets now? Hey,
Yeah.
now they've got your.
That's a good point.
They've got your soft token. So there's where your vulnerabilities lie. Is again back onto the human.
All right.
And that's kind of where I put more stock in myself, and that's the reason why I use KeyPass. As
yeah.
a password generator over LastPass. Is it last? Yeah. What?
Guru uses LastPass. So you weren't here the other
I was
day.
supposed to be a secret.
Oh, I wasn't supposed
So
to tell that?
are you a paid member and now your payments have doubled?
I haven't paid yet.
Because Log Me In bought LastPass.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah.
they did. And their service
I'm
for
still
their
kinda-
premium members have gone from $12 a year to $24.
That's true.
a
It
year.
has.
And I'll say this: that's to me, that's still not bad. And their whole business model that you're using something that they're still having to pay for. So their subscription model is, we'll upkeep servers, we will upkeep,
Right.
we'll keep security up, we'll do these. We are
Which is a
basically
good thing.
Yes, it is costing us money, and that's why you're paying money.
Right.
But if it was, say if
Well, let me ask you.
say if it's a piece of software that once I buy the software, like that's done, but they do a subscription model of that,
Right.
and there's no incurring cost for them, there
Right.
shouldn't be an incurring cost for me.
Well, I understand that, but let's think at it from what I would think a different perspective. If you have something that is cloud based like LastPass,
Yeah.
okay, wouldn't you want you wouldn't want it to be like ad based? You would want
Oh
you
yeah,
would want
absolutely.
to pay something
Yeah.
so that you would know that they're not trying to get revenue selling your data
selling
or
your-
even the thought that they might
Yes,
do that.
and there's a lot of free
That's what I'm
VPNs,
getting at.
yeah, that are
Yeah.
coming under fire for that, and that just to me is common sense.
It is,
Like,
but
why would you think that is a free service?
oh yeah, I agree. I
And
mean,
I
I'm-
guess if you didn't know how VPNs worked, then sure you would think, well, how
I,
does this
I mean,
cost
I've
anything?
never understood how they could be free.
Yeah.
I mean, other than
Yeah, and I
other
pay.
than they're getting rid of
Yeah.
getting your data,
You
or
getting your
something.
data, yeah. It's like, well, I'm
That was the whole point
I'm
of it,
keeping
not
this
get-
person to see it, so you can see
See
it.
Yeah,
And even some of them are injecting ads.
Right.
So stuff like that. It's if it is worth
correct.
keeping secure, it's worth paying for.
Right.
I've expressed on the show that I would not use LastPass. I'm not saying that you shouldn't use that option. It is a very good option. Just it's not an option that
That he would use.
not to say I wouldn't use it.
Bruce will
if-
judge you if you
No.
say yes.
No.
I have friends that use it.
Clearly.
Former friends.
Just yeah. I choose not to use it. I have found another option that suits me. But if I was going to go with and plus again it's for me, but now if it was for a business, sure, absolutely. Do something like that. If you don't have the infrastructure for your own server to do something like secret
Right.
server or something like
Right.
that, absolutely do something like that. And it's it's kind of neat. You can, if you need to share an account with somebody, but you don't want them to see the password, you can just share that information, and it will, hey, I will enter in the information for you, but you can't see the password. So, I mean, it has some neat features. Don't get me wrong. But again, anytime something becomes more convenient, just know you're sacrificing some security.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think that I'm probably fine with being inconvenienced more than the average person. And that's where I'm saying for the average person, LastPass is a whole lot better than nothing. Than just them keeping it in your head and pretty much using the same password
I
everywhere.
won't tell anybody that I have nothing. I won't tell anybody that.
Yeah, okay.
I won't tell anybody
You just-
that.
So, yeah, I mean, so you use LastPass. Well, I was just being kept a secret.
I didn't want you to know.
Oh, well.
And I gave it away, so
Because
I'm in trouble.
Because you would judge me.
I'm not judging you.
Right now, he's not. in his
not-
mind, he's like,
I'm not judging you out in the open.
Oh gosh.
But no, I mean, it probably fits your needs.
yeah, it's the little plugin for Chrome is a little quirky sometimes. I will say that.
Really.
Yeah, one of the accounts I log into, it keeps on putting the wrong password, or it's putting something there that's not my password, even though it knows what my password is, and I've
I wouldn't-
physically went in and told it this is the password.
Okay.
I probably need to report it to him. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, you may need
But it's
to
one of
do
the, it's
that.
one of these sites where you put in your username first, and then on the next screen you get a password and like a security image.
Yeah.
Some sites do that.
Yep.
You got to make sure you recognize your
Yeah,
image.
I will say and I will say designers of websites need to be cognizant that people use this type of stuff because, man, there's so many of them that either the way you log in, you have to hover above something, and it makes it difficult to use something that will auto type for you.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe for them that's security for the end user that they can't store something there.
Yeah.
And they think they're doing a good job, but they need to get with the times and realize people are securing their own stuff.
Yeah.
And it's usually the sites that you're like, yeah, like what you're doing here, you need to be doing other things besides this for security. Like,
Yeah.
this needs to be the least of your worries. You've got bigger problems.
Yeah. I need to I need to report that because I was gonna get the premium membership.
Yeah.
To get the extra features.
Do you have the app on your phone?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And that way you can have multiple devices
Yeah.
and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But I've got to report that to them to see if they can help me around that.
Yeah.
And if they help me around it, I mean, I'll go ahead and pay,
Yeah.
even if I need to pay to get the support. It's one thing I've been meaning to do. I guess I should have done it. Now it's going to cost me twice as much.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
it would
well.
cost you twice as much. Well, I mean,
I
you
may
have
have got
paid up, but
One year, I may have got this first year.
Yeah.
The next year, I have to pay up, but
Yeah,
pay up
so-
more. But I mean, you're paying for a service. They're storing that
Yes,
stuff for
exactly.
you. They're maintaining the software,
and they're making sure that the software stays secure.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm willing to pay for that.
Well, coming up next hour, don't forget we have several segments left to do. So we got rumors and, of course, This Week in Hey Tech. This week in
Hey Tech.
I always
This week in Hey Techies.
Week
This
in about-
week in tech history.
We can about do that now. We're in our starting our third year, or in our third year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. This week in tech history, of course. So stay tuned for all that, and then we've got our
Dose.
coming up next, and it will be loaded. I promise. Hey, Techie Show. Be right back.
You've listened this long, so stick around for our dose.
Technologic. Technologic.
Use it, break it, fix it, trash it, change it, melt, upgrade it, charge it, point it, zoom it, press it, snap it, work it, quick erase it, write it, cut it, paste it, save it, load it, check it, quick rewrite it, plug it, play it, burn it, rip it, drag it, drop it, zip and zip it, lock it, fill it, call it, find it, view it, code it, check it.
Welcome back into the Hey Techies show. Gracious. I cannot get rid of the sinus stuff. My goodness. So glad to have you all with us. And, of course, I welcome back Bruce.
Yeah, that was a short break.
It is. Always is, Bruce, our dose, and the guru who is pushing all the buttons
Yep.
and producing the show.
I'm not on my A game tonight.
Yes, you are.
My brain is fried from 2 days of training. I've been in the ham this week,
Oh,
or 2 days this week.
Been trained.
I mean, after sitting in a classroom all day and trying to learn whatever the topic is, just like when you get done with that for the day, you just kind of want to veg out. That's exactly what I did yesterday. After I drove home, I was like, ugh.
But you did eat at a good place,
Yeah,
didn't you?
I ate
What's the
at-
name of that place?
Let me pull up my picture because I can't remember the exact name, and I don't want to.
Something
Let's see.
serves burgers, doesn't it?
Yeah, Muya Burger,
Where's this at?
Birmingham.
Somebody was telling me
downtown.
we needed to go there the other day.
It was really good. They have it's like all fresh ingredients. Like
Yeah.
the buns are baked in house daily. Had a multi-grain bun, and you could tell it was freshly made there. It was amazing.
flour still in it.
I don't know about that, but it was very delicious.
Yeah.
And they also have non-beef options. They had you could build a burger with grilled chicken breast.
Okay.
They had like a bean burger. If you're a
Yeah.
vegetarian. I mean,
Turkey burger,
I don't know if they had turkey burger.
tofu burger.
No, I don't know if they had that either. They had some options, and you could build it any way you wanted. And they had, it was good. It was really good.
So I know everybody by now has seen the incident with Google and firing the employee who wrote what is being called a manifesto, but of course it's really not a manifesto. But let's not really.
It's a,
no reason.
it's a manifesto.
Well, it's just really not. It's just his opinion on several different topics within the company and outside the company. And
I'd like to get some emails and calls on listeners' opinions on this.
well, that would be great if we
Yeah.
did. Yeah, absolutely, and you certainly can do so. But it's fascinating. And we were talking about it before the show, Bruce and I, and the Guru a little bit. And I know I'm going to get to the punchline here, but it's just fascinating to me how somebody's opinion of any one thing, I don't care what it is, can cause such unrest. I mean, it's just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. I know how we got. Let me restate that. I can understand how we got to this point. I see it in my own. I don't know if I can explain it that well, but I see it. But what really frustrates to me is that we really don't have to be this way.
I agree.
Yes, Google had every right to fire this person or any other person that they decide for this reason that they feel it breaks or violates whatever policies they have in place.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
However, beyond that, to me, it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense for them. I don't know this person. Maybe this was a last straw about many straws. That's another issue that we don't know, and you're not going to really be able to tell that. I mean, that's really something for an HR issue that
Sure.
you don't go out as a business or company and say, this person was not the best apple, not the sharpest person we have. We were having issues. I'm just throwing these things out there.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a person they had a rub with. I don't know.
Yeah. Did you read the whole?
I have not read the whole thing.
Okay. What about you,
admittedly.
Guru?
Nah, he.
I have not.
Okay. So I read it before the show because I knew that we were probably going to talk about this week, and I just not had time. And you had kind of already, started talking to me. I was like, look, at this point, I don't have an opinion because I haven't read it. I had seen opinions on both sides.
Yes.
But like most things, I don't go in with a preformed opinion, especially when it's controversial. I just went in and read it. With most things that you read, I think it all depends on your attitude. Because somebody that is looking for something negative or just is, can I say the P word?
Please don't.
Okay.
Oh, don't.
Peed off at the world or against some gender or some stereotype, or just, looking for something to complain about, or feel slighted in some way, will reach and immediately and say, well, this is what he is saying or she is saying, or in whatever way, and not get the person's full intent. The way, whenever I read it, which again may not be the way that may be the way the guy wrote it, was very sexist and very it could have been that way. That maybe he is just prejudiced, but I didn't get that. I got it. It was saying these are the things that I've noticed. Here's what we're currently doing about them. This is why I think what we're doing is not working. He said the whole time, like, I'm not trying to say that we should hire less women or hire less.
Exactly, right.
But he's saying, even wanting to have a discussion about this and say, hey, is what we're doing right, gets you immediately shunned. And people, you're attacked. And that's exactly what happened. He to me, this is the way I took it.
Yeah,
he was like, let's have a conversation about this. This is my side of the conversation. This is the way several people that I know and myself feel. And he was willing to have a conversation about that. And I've seen this happen. I've experienced this happen where you try and probe and say, well, this is the way things are. Me as a privileged white male, this is kind of how it makes me feel. And it's kind of like, well, you're not allowed to even state that you feel that way. That's wrong. To me, it's very interesting. It's like, he's saying these things to try and understand the other side, I guess. And that's the thing, is that it's all about, it has created sides.
Oh yeah, but there has been sides.
Sure,
this is not,
But his thing was, here's the way I see it, and if we're truly trying to have diversity, which diversity doesn't mean different genders or different races or that's not what, for a corporation, because yes, diversity does create innovation for sure, because it's different. It's different people. People are going to see things a different way, but you've got to be able to. You and I diverge in a lot of things.
Well, yeah, I know.
But from that, we gain understanding. We create new ideas from that. And it's all about the approach. We respect each other.
Yeah, but I think our ideas would be considered more diverse than anything else. I mean, my point is, our ideas are really the diverse part.
Yes.
That's the different part.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I just, and I've said this before, I just don't go around looking at people that they're all that different than me.
I agree with
from
you.
a human standpoint.
Yes, I agree with you on that.
Yeah, they have different ideas. I might not agree with them, but I don't have any negative connotation from me to them that for whatever physical thing you want to put on it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't cross my mind. I don't understand that.
Yeah, and I kind of get what he's saying too. Is that for a company, it's like, well, we've got to meet this number
See that
to show diversity.
Yeah, I
He's
know.
like, well, once we've hit that,
Right. Well, right.
then we may actually be missing out on a really good
Right,
diverse
exactly
opportunity because we've met that quota.
Right.
And I get that. But on the flip side of that, if you don't have that, you may end up having less diversity. And because let's be honest, there are people that are going to hire and exactly people like them. And if you say, if you don't agree with me,
Well, I know.
look at what just happened. They fired somebody for having a different opinion.
Well,
They got rid of a
yeah,
little bit of diversity.
I agree. I don't disagree with that. But then I would. What
Well,
would be
while you're thinking of that,
no,
there
I'm
has
not gonna
been
be thinking. I don't know what I'm thinking of.
while we were starting the show on Medium,
Yes.
somebody wrote a point by point refutation
Right,
of the Google,
right.
what they're dubbing the Google memo,
Right.
and quickly in this, the words that are used, this person's attacking.
Yeah.
And that does not create solutions.
Right.
We
I agree.
obviously know that diversity, the need for diversity, or having diversity in the workplace is a problem. That Google's not getting enough. Just tech in general is not meeting what it wants to have a certain amount of women in the field. And I don't think that's going to happen overnight. You know, the Girl Scouts just added a cyber badge. This is something that's going to take a generation.
Yeah, I get that, but I just don't. I think that's part of his point, that you're going to come up on a number that is just part of society. There's only so many of any one gender interested in any one
Sure,
thing.
absolutely.
I mean, I would love, and I know this is maybe deving over to another section.
Yeah.
I would love to play like Billy Joel, but I'll never play like
Yeah.
Billy Joel. And it's got nothing to do with that I'm any less of a person. I don't have his God-given talent.
Yeah.
I would never be able to throw the baseball like Greg Maddux. I don't have
Sure.
his God-given talent to do it. And that's just life.
Yeah.
I will probably never be an amazing coder. I'm just not made that
Yeah.
way. My mind just does not always grasp around all that. I've tried, but I'm just not. It's not anything I'm less of.
Yeah.
You've got to find what you love to do.
Sure.
I know. That's my
And I
point. I
think-
think when we get caught up in all this diversity
Yeah.
stuff, that's when you lose what you want to do.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We got to have this many of this. I know people disagree. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
and really,
But you're not saying. But at the same time, you're not saying we got to keep these people out.
no, I'm not saying
Yeah.
that at
But
all.
and that's what I'm saying. You've got to make it clear that's because even he made it clear. This is not what I'm saying. And people said, "Well, that's what you're saying."
But his deal is that really they're doing to him what he said he doesn't want done.
yeah.
They've gotten rid of him because of you. I know you've already said, but I've also seen quotes, and you were going to cover this, and that was really good. Some quotes of some people that they claim work at Google said,
Yeah.
"Well, we really don't want to work with him." Well, who's closed-minded
Yeah.
then? If you didn't want to work with this guy.
Yeah.
Now maybe he's a jerk.
Sure, maybe
here
he is.
again,
We don't know the whole
We
story.
don't know the whole facts. He could have been he might have been well known and a jerk. He
Yeah.
may have been this may have been the first time that 90% of the Google people knew his name.
Yeah.
You just don't ever
Yeah.
know. That's a huge company.
Oh yeah, and that's my thing too. Whenever somebody says something like that, I'm the type of person that says, "Well, why are you saying that?" Or what is it from your background that makes you think that way? And again, who knows how he was brought up? You don't know
I
the social
understand.
constructs that he was in.
Yeah, I know.
Not saying that should be an excuse for anybody's actions.
Well,
But going back, yes, we both agree. Google has the right.
absolutely.
Yeah.
This is not the argument.
I don't want people to lose
even
that.
like that argument. I don't like that argument.
Yeah.
I don't want that argument. I don't think that's a good idea. But they claim, and I don't know their code of conduct.
Yeah.
They claim that it violated their code of conduct and crossed the line by advancing harmful gender stereotypes in our workplace. Now, I disagree with that. I do not believe that was his intent to put some type of stereotypes in their workplace.
Yeah.
That doesn't. I'm sorry. To me, that line is a cop out. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. From again, what I read, I do not get that.
No.
I see that he said, "Well, this is my understanding of the way things are."
Right.
That, traditionally women don't want to be in leadership roles because of the stress, but a lot of that is women that aren't I won't say aren't career oriented, can't be that career oriented because they're having to take care of children. It's not fair to them. But that's just the way society is. Now, some women can absolutely do that. They have the support structure there to do that. But other people, and I've done this in my life, I've chosen I'm only going to go this far because my career is this important to me.
Yeah, I understand
but everything
that.
else in my life is this important to me.
Yeah.
So again, it doesn't go to me. That's not necessarily a gender thing. I think women are. They have different hurdles to overcome because of it.
Okay.
So
I mean, we need these opinions.
Yeah. But again, I'm not saying women shouldn't be in leadership.
No, none of us are saying
Yeah.
that.
No representation is made that the opinions of hosts here are better than those of the average tech show, but we think so.
Welcome back into the Hey Techies Show, the one and only. I mean, if you go to heytechieshow.com, you won't find another. I know some of you are saying, thank goodness, but you won't find another heytechieshow.com as long as I don't forget to pay the bill. That is a real statement.
And that's actual, there's a lot of companies that lose their domains.
Oh, that's true. You have to watch it. Yeah,
because
definitely
they
happened.
forget to renew.
Me and Guru covered one. No, we didn't. I was gonna.
No, you could have.
I was gonna cover one, and I didn't bring it up last week, but it's not important.
It was a large company, was it not?
No, I was gonna cover one where a Canadian. It's not. Well, I guess it's a county in Canada. It was a county.
That's
in
what
Canada.
it was. Yeah.
The guy bought. We did cover.
Yeah, we covered
We
that.
did cover.
Yeah.
The guy bought the name of the county as an address. No, he copyrighted. No, that wasn't it. He copyrighted the name of the county.
Yeah.
There was a mistake that the copyright up their service, or that's not the right. It's not
No.
copyright. It's a trademark.
Yeah.
Their trademark system in Canada.
Yeah.
Long story short, but the end result is they're going to have to go to court. The trademark company group says, well, we can't change it. You're going to have to go to court to get this back. And he was going to try to charge people to use the name of the county in their business and whatnot.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was a mistake, an oversight.
Write the police a ticket.
Yeah.
Hey, you've got a trademark name on your car.
Right. Right.
I don't care. Pass it on to your boss. Just make sure it gets paid.
Right, exactly right. It's like that old, I want to coin that phrase and I want 25 cents every time somebody says it.
Yeah. That I don't understand. Didn't Trump get to trademark "you're fired"?
I don't know about that. Really?
Yeah, I think he did. I'm pretty sure he did back when he had the show.
You're fired.
That probably cost us.
It probably does. We're getting dinged on YouTube now.
It won't be
You're
20.
fired.
It won't be
Bruce
20.
will pay the
presidential
it,
order.
It won't be 25.
Send the bill
cents.
to Bruce at HeyTechies.
It won't be
Yeah.
25 cents.
Send it there. I promise you it'll be received by something. A trash can.
Well, I hesitate to bring this up, although I sort of toyed with it earlier in our show, but it has been a known discussion here for for as long as we've been doing this, about our dislike, well, I should say Bruce and I's dislike of the latest Microsoft tirade into changing everything about your system when they do an upgrade. And lately, Bruce the other night texted all of us, some of us, and I don't think Guru's in that.
Yeah, I don't. Y'all leave me out of that.
Yeah, we need to
stuff.
add you to
Well,
that
and
group.
there is a reason for that. There is
'Cause
a
y'all are talking about me.
no.
Good things.
Would you let me finish? I know you. I've known you a long
Oh yeah,
time.
you probably need to stay out of that
I know
group.
you a long time. There is a reason why.
Because you're making fun of me.
No, it's because I know how you are about adding your number, your personal life to other people for them to see. It's just something that I don't like it either. You probably know these people, but I wouldn't want to speak for you.
Oh yeah, to just bring you into the fold.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't. Your number's going to be viewable, and I know how you are about mixing business with, and so that's why I'm not. It's over the radio, but I'm just telling you, it has nothing to do with any negative.
Yeah, make sure you edit this part out.
I can't over the radio, but I'm just making a point that you have your reasons, and they're fine reasons. There's nothing wrong with them. I just don't speak for you, and I don't ever do that.
Well, man, it was good.
Well, anyway, that is ridiculous. I can't believe you'd even say that I would talk about you. Are you kidding me?
He's obviously being facetious.
I hope so.
What?
Except for that one
I've
time.
got to leave and I'm coming back. No, listen, seriously though, he tweets this thing
didn't
about.
tweet.
Oh, that's a good point. You didn't tweet it. I'm sorry. He texts this thing to us about a picture, which I knew was going on.
Yeah.
Because I've seen that before.
Screen several times.
I've seen that screen several times. He's installing Ubuntu. He's installing Ubuntu on Windows machines, and our Windows Professional.
Our Windows juicer. is
Yes.
Like,
Oh, yes, he was.
It's like, what are you doing?
And some of our other friends had some funny stuff to put on there. That somebody put on there the high C juicer logo.
The
It
Kool-Aid.
was the Kool-Aid
Kool-Aid
guy.
guy.
Yeah, it was very fun. It was funny.
John Q. Public there.
He finally said that we were silly. He called us all
Yeah.
silly.
He's like, you're silly.
Because
I'm sick and tired of every time I change something, I get my settings just right. Just right. And I say, okay, Windows, this is how I want it because this is secure.
whatever.
Update, whatever, we're changing it back. I mean, just like this. Don't get me wrong. I think this is a fine piece of hardware. And I think the OS runs great on it. But whenever I say, as soon as I close this lid, it should be locked. I should be able to open back up, swipe up, and it'd be locked.
Oh.
Like, I have to put my password in. And no joke, I mean, it was probably closed for a good 20 seconds. I was like, oh, I forgot something. Opened it back up. It was rather convenient. I don't want that convenience. I want to enter my password in again. And I was like, man, are you kidding me? Like, how many times do I got to change this? Like, if this was any other laptop,
Right.
it would not have Windows on it right now. I was just like, I'm done with you. I'm done. So machines that do not absolutely have to have it, that there's not something on there that is critical, it's getting swapped. And that was one thing I was doing last night. So,
Gary, what's your thoughts?
So you're a switcher.
sure. I'm done with it. I was like,
But Gary uses
This is
Mac,
ridiculous.
Mac at home.
Well, and I do use Windows.
I know.
Yeah.
But it's frustrating to me that Microsoft continues to do this mess.
that's the second time you've said frustrated.
Yeah.
Is that a new word? Frustrated?
Yeah, I guess so.
Frustrated. I like that.
Well,
Instead of frustrated and flustered, I'm frustrated.
yeah, there you go. So, anyway,
That's a good word to describe you. He gets frustrated.
Well, but seriously though, it
but
is.
Microsoft's doing this mess, and I don't like it. But the thing is, like, what are you going to do about it? I mean, because if you can
Get rid of it. Done.
But everybody's not going to.
average-
Everybody needs to do that.
and I said this before Bruce
Yeah.
got here. He's going to talk about this on the show, and like the average consumer has no business trying to do this on their own machine. The
No, I
average
disagree.
Well, but they
average consumer.
Yeah, I agree,
average,
because
John Doe.
some things aren't gonna
consumer,
work.
Yeah, you're gonna have compatibility issues, driver issues, hardware issues, things.
I had 0.
no, not
You
you.
could.
We're talking
yeah,
about
you
somebody
absolutely
that wants,
could.
somebody
And-
that wants
and here's
this
the thing.
Facebook app
If-
to work
if-
now that's
Yeah.
not
If
compatible.
If you do this, you're on your own.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
You're,
Crap, you're on your own.
you
Oh,
are, you are you are on your own.
Well,
And I can't recommend that the average consumer do this.
no, it's and
Do I like what Microsoft's doing? No, not at all.
Yeah, your big deal is it wants to reboot your computer, right? They're doing some
Yeah,
on these
that-
up.
Well, before the show, this thing had an update on it. It purposefully broke the audio. That I wanted to show this video real quick. And I was like, oh, my audio's not working. I guarantee you there's updates to install. Hit the Windows, power, update and restart. Yeah, told you. Of course, then I had to sit here for 5 minutes to show you a 30-second
But like I
video.
said, this is before Bruce got here.
Ridiculous.
If you're a tech enthusiast and you like tinkering and you don't have a problem trying to figure stuff out and figure out why my sound card's not working or whatever, then knock yourself out. Go for it because you're supporting yourself anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can install Windows and your sound card. You might have to figure out why your sound card isn't working.
I will say,
That was
though,
just a joke.
I will say,
Okay.
though, to
I'm
to fix
serious.
a lot of issues.
Let me just go home.
to fix
What?
a lot of issues. To fix a lot of issues, Microsoft has made it to where have you tried turning it off and turning it on again? Really does mean something like 99% of the time.
Funny story. This happened the other day.
Yeah.
Something was not working with a peripheral. I'll be very generic.
Right.
And somebody asked my opinion. I was like, I looked at it, I was like, have you rebooted the computer yet? They're like, no, I didn't think of that. I mean, but I said, I didn't think that would fix it. That's what they were like. I don't think that would fix it. So I said, let's restart the computer. Restarted it. Boom, started working.
Yeah,
And one of the arguments.
Have you turned it off and back on again?
One
Yeah.
of
First step.
one of the arguments last night was the person that thought it was silly was like, your Google phone
absolutely.
has so much information on it. But my thing is, I'm part of their ecosystem. I don't need to. I don't want to be part of Microsoft's ecosystem. I don't
Yeah.
want to be part of Apple's ecosystem.
Yeah.
If for some reason Apple's like, "Hey, we're going to start collecting all this," no, I don't. I'm fine being part of Google's ecosystem.
I get it.
That is where I want. I only want one. Okay,
Yeah.
not one copy. But I don't want all my stuff spread across all these ecosystems.
Yeah.
I'm fine with just Google because that's where I can control it. I can go in and verify. I don't have to verify across 3 or 4 different things. I can go into one place. And if I was all Microsoft, that'd be fine. If I had Google doing something every time, I'd get just as mad.
Well, you couldn't be all Microsoft because they don't
no,
have.
they don't
They don't have a
it.
phone.
Yeah, they.
I mean,
Yeah.
come on. Yeah,
So-
I mean, what are you going to use?
And that's what I'm saying is it's like I don't need to be part of your ecosystem. Stop.
I get it.
So I
But
stopped it.
Is it still? Is some of it? I may have said this, but is some of it still about resetting your firewall settings? Is it still
yes,
doing
it
that?
still
kind of
does that.
Now,
Still
Guru and I
does
were
that.
talking about before the show, and I was sort of wondering if part of this was related to almost everything now is like an upgrade. You do get some security updates,
Yeah.
but really, when it starts to
It's
do,
basically
it's like- it's
reinstalling the kernel, basically.
Yeah, right. It's like it's got to
But-
upgrade the building blocks
But
and reset
if a
everything.
setting stays persistent between upgrades, updates, what you want to call it, they should have some intelligence there to persist those settings across.
Yes,
we
unless,
agree.
Unless they're doing it
Yeah.
intentionally.
I think they're doing it.
Well,
I agree with Bruce on
and
this.
we talked about a few weeks ago that Kaspersky was taking Microsoft to court.
Right.
Because basically after any of those, it was saying, hey, this is not a secure AV, use Defender.
Yes.
And then go, well, Windows, Kaspersky's dropped that now because
Okay.
Microsoft has come back and made some changes to not do that. So Microsoft has stayed out of court on that. But it's stuff like that, and granted, a few weeks ago I said I could kind of understand, because, the AV manufacturer or whatever has not had time to verify that it works with that OS.
Right.
So one thing Microsoft is having to do is work more closely with these vendors, I guess giving them pre-releases of stuff so they can verify that it's
Right.
certified for that version of Windows 10. But yeah, man, I was like, I'm done.
Right. Well, pretty soon, and already I think it started, some hardware now is going to be Windows 10 only. You won't be able to, I think KB Lake and some of the other processors, you can't put an OS on it.
Yeah, they're trying to do that.
Well,
I think there's going to be some pushback.
Well, yeah, there's going to be some pushback.
And I think it's going to happen. Like
You're starting to get on those grounds of antitrust again.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with
So
that.
that's going to get shot down quickly.
But the thing is, that's going to shoot. If Intel's doing that, they're shooting themselves.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree. I think it's a mistake.
Yeah.
I mean,
AMD,
I know you can.
If they do that, AMD, you better capitalize on that quick.
Oh yeah.
And they will.
Yeah, I think it's Ryzen. Isn't that how you pronounce
Ryzen?
Ryzen. That's
Not
it.
Ryzen. I'm not trying to
I
poison.
knew it wasn't that. Ryzen is one of the other
Made from the
chips.
caster being what?
Yeah, is one of the other chips.
Yeah, and the latest reviews on it blows Intel out of the water
Yeah,
on
we'll
everything, which really hurts my feelings because I'm getting ready to build a PC probably in the next 6 months or so. We'll see what it is, but man, I've been a long EVGA supporter, and that's NVIDIA and Intel, man. So I don't know. It's been years since I was on the AMD train because they were really putting it to Intel. But that was, man, the Thunderbird.
The Thunderbird.
Yeah, they have the Thunderbird processor. You remember that?
Vaguely.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like. What year are we talking about on that one?
It was around 2000, 2001 maybe.
Well, by that time, I got frustrated building PCs. So I just bought them at that point. There used to be a time where I'd build everything custom. I build them for friends, for people, family. Our guest co-host 2 weeks ago, Josh, I'd forgotten about this. I built a PC for his brother back.
Oh yeah,
And I totally forgot about it. But at some point, I got so flustered. Something I was having a bad experience. And I said, I'm done. I went and bought a Dell.
It was mid 99 to 2005. So it was.
I was building PCs back then, the early part of that range, but whatever. I don't
Well,
know.
you probably use an Intel though.
No, I was using AMD because I was poor. I was a poor college student. I need to save money.
Yeah, that is a good point. You could definitely save money by using AMD.
Yeah, I had to go with the cheap stuff because I didn't have a lot of money.
But now they've got some of that. Once it got to 64-bit, they could
Well,
have some really
yeah.
expensive chips.
This was all 32-bit days.
No, I understand.
Well, I want to say the how many cores is it? Is it 32 cores that Intel's coming out with? And it's going to be 1,099 or 1,199 is the
just for the processor.
just for the processor.
Wow.
But man.
Yeah,
32
But the thing
cores.
is
Hey,
that
look, it's either buy that or an iPhone.
yeah,
I mean,
that's
for real.
true.
Funny you brought that up. It's a good little segue into rumors.
Oh
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, we only got about 6 minutes.
Oh yeah, we gotta hurry.
And it wouldn't be a rumor segment without another iPhone rumor.
No, by all means.
So this one comes to us again from Mac Rumors, where most of our Apple rumors come from. So there's another more leaked images from this is from Foxconn this time, and this is very widely known. They manufacture most of these iPhones, if not all of them. But a Foxconn employee allegedly taken new images of the iPhone 8's internals and posted them on the Chinese social networking site, Weibo over the weekend, providing a look at the inside of Apple's OLED iPhone that's expected to be announced next month. The images lacked a layered glimpse into the phone's internal components, so they were probably taken with X-ray machines. Saying anyway, the images depict an iPhone in an engineering validation test stage of manufacturing with a code name of Ferrari. It's about what you're gonna need to buy one, but but anyway, so it showed. It showed off a device's wireless charging coil, which would be, the whole wireless charging. If that's what it actually is, that's probably coming. Otherwise, you can see the dual camera module, the rear camera blown up shots of what appears to be a front-facing camera or sensors, a large space for the L-shaped battery, and a stacked logic board designed previously rumored by KJ Securities analyst Michi Kuo. So there you go. So apparently the wireless charging is coming to the iPhone 8.
Yeah, that had been rumored for
just get
quite
ready
some
to
time.
drop a nice cool $1,000 or more on it. 'Cause I think it's going to be.
Yeah, because
It's going to be at least $1,000.
wireless charging is brand new. It hasn't really been around.
That's right. It's called iCharge.
It's going to charge you all right.
Charge it to your credit card. I charge it to the credit card. Sorry, I was reading something else.
No,
Y'all
you're
set me
kidding.
up for that.
So here's another one. This is more news, but basically, when I read this, I thought, makes you wonder what maybe we're trying to read the tea leaves. So Apple is offering a 30% discount on the Apple Watch Nike Plus model. That's the one that's got it's for more people that are fitness enthusiasts, has different bands and all that. So they're discounting a selection of their Apple Watch models, Nike Plus watch, by 30%. For the 38 millimeter Apple Watch Nike Plus, the discount drops the price from $369 to $258.97. The 42 millimeter model, the discount drops the price from $399 to $279.97. So that's right, that's over $100.
Mm-hmm.
Discount applies to the 38 millimeter Apple Watch in silver, white, and black cool gray. In the 42 millimeter, discounts available in the silver, white, and the black silver configurations. The 42 millimeter white, platinum, and black Volt are not included in the sale. So it's certain colors of that particular model. So that's why I want to ask y'all is, what do you think? Does this mean maybe this is not selling too well, and
I would think
they're
not.
discounting it? Maybe
That's my guess.
it may not be going forward anymore.
Because
Because they're the same.
I
Before the discount,
hate
they were
to
the
even
same
bring
price.
this up
Yeah.
because we have so limited time, and it's not something I wanted to bring up tonight. But can they discontinue the Apple Watch?
They won't discontinue it.
I mean, it's almost that they're too far into this. They got it integrated.
I think the wearables have a future.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've got one, and I got to tell you something. And I've told you before, I would not want to not have it.
I like my Apple Watch. Not because it's some new toy. I like the utility in it. But maybe the Nike Plus.
Yeah, I get it.
They went into that little tangent or path.
But
and
it was
it's
a
not-
lot more money, and what do you really get? I mean, it's just really
Well, it says
just Nike.
The 42 millimeter is $399. That's how much a normal Apple Watch Sport was. I thought was it $399?
Oh, it could be. I thought it was more, but if you
It
say,
may have been.
No, I believe you. I don't.
Don't quote me on prices. I mean, I can look it up, but let's see how much. You got my curiosity up. Apple Watch 42 millimeter Sport Series 2. I can type. I don't want you to know my location.
Oh, there you go.
At least they ask.
Yeah, at least they asked us right.
Yeah, $399 for Series 2 Space Gray aluminum.
And
black
so that
sport-
was
the Sport, and that was the same price of that particular one before discount.
Okay, all right. All right. That's fine.
But maybe it's Apple's. This is not selling as well as they thought. So this may be a sign that they're trying to kind of get out of that market, and maybe the next iteration of the Apple Watch, they're not going to have that variant.
I wonder how many. I saw something that could tie into this, but we don't have really a lot of time on that. But I didn't cover something, but Fitbit has seen an increase in sales.
Really?
From what I'd heard, that they
I
had
had not heard that.
I think that's what I'd read last week. I would have to but I'm thinking that they had an increase in sales. If
Well,
I'm
the thing
not
with
mistaken.
Fitbit is,
but here's my point.
it's a good opening price point
Right.
in that whole wearables.
Right, but my point is this, and I think this was discussed early on. Do people who really are into working out and that type thing, do they really rather enjoy doing the Fitbit side or wearing something bigger like that? See, that to me is the real question. I don't know whether or not the term Nike, even though that's big, was a big enough calling card to say,
But
okay,
I'll say this: if I had somebody asking me, well, I'm trying to decide between an Apple Watch and a Fitbit. And I understand Fitbits, most of them are lower price, but price aside,
but they don't do a whole
price aside, what do you think? And people have asked me this before, and I say, what do you want to use it for?
Yeah.
If they want to keep up with fitness and how many steps I'm walking and activity stuff, because I want to have a healthier lifestyle and kind of hold myself accountable by making sure I'm working out and whatnot, then I'd say, if that's all you want to use it for, why waste the money on an Apple Watch?
Yeah.
Get a Fitbit.
Yeah.
And there's other alternatives too in that same line that just for fitness tracking. Now, if you want the utility and the extra features that an Apple Watch brings you, or Android Wear if you're an Android user, like basically that second screen where you can get notifications from your device.
Sure.
I mean, not just text messages, which I know Fitbit can do that, and phone calls very easily, but I mean, any notification going to your lock screen goes to your Apple Watch and your Android Wear. So that's what I would say.
Yeah.
And people, there's probably a large segment that I just need something to hold myself accountable to being more active. And, I'll spend that money on an iPhone 8 instead.
Yeah.
Because $400 is a lot of money for a watch that potentially, they've so far there have been 3 major releases of the Watch OS, 4 this fall. Am I right?
Yeah.
Watch OS 4 comes out this fall,
Yeah.
and it's still supported on both Series 1 and Series 2. At some point, Series 1, they will quit supporting it.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
So basically, you'll end of life that. And
that's true. I mean, that's a good point.
And you spend that kind of money, you spend $300 or $400 on a watch. I mean, you better get a lot of use out of it,
Well, when we go to break.
You mean when we come back from break?
No. When we go to break,
yeah,
it'll be time to start to think about this week
Lord,
in tech history. See if you hadn't interrupted me. Hey, Techie Show.
My bad.
Be right back.
HeyTechiesShow.com. Open 24/7, as long as we don't forget to pay the bill.
YouTube, don't hit us for this.
YouTube's not getting this audio right now.
We fixed that.
So anybody
we can play as long as we want to.
Sweet.
So,
Keep
yes.
playing it.
So those that listen to the audio feed,
Yeah, have no clue what's going on.
or if you're watching the audio, you missed the expression on Bruce's face when the music started playing. Like within the first few, measures of that song, he realized it was a Taylor Swift song.
Measures the first three notes.
And then, if you're watching the YouTube video, you didn't hear that. I apologize. But
Oh no, it's just the way it is.
YouTube dings us for playing songs.
Just watch the YouTube video while listening to the radio.
There you go.
There you go.
That won't be confusing at all.
Oh no.
Well, at this time, we have this wonderful little segment that has been a blessing to me because
And a curse to me.
Blessing to you.
and a blessing to Bruce. Yeah, absolutely, because I've tried to expand my knowledge of technology history.
Technology.
Oh, I got a funny story when we're done with this. Technology history. Okay. And so we will turn this over. What is so funny?
Nothing.
Oh, you seem like you bless your heart.
He's getting stressed out over here.
Yeah, a little bit.
We turn this show over to the guru for this week in tech history.
Well, I do have one thing before we start. I almost use this as my This Week in Tech History, but I decided not to because I get shunned because it's not really tech, but it is. Back over 100 years ago today, the first electric streetcar was used in the United States. I forget what city, but basically it led the way for
Chicago.
It may have been. I don't know.
You used that one time.
Have I? Anyway,
well, no.
I heard that today.
Well, maybe it wasn't. Maybe I'm getting that confused with the street light when you used one time.
Yeah,
You
but
used
it was. I was listening to the news earlier. I was like, And what
Was it in the U.S.? The
I
first
think
one in the world or first one in the
I
U.S.?
can't remember World U.S., but it was. But they basically did the electrified a third rail, which
Yeah.
that's for mass transit, rail transit. That's how they are able to do it now. So anyway, that's not This Week in Tech History. This is This Week in Tech History coming up. So you ready for your date, Bruce?
Yeah.
Because I will say this, Michael
Huh.
has done really well in your absence.
Oh,
I
yeah.
missed last week.
Oh, but you
That's
got the
okay.
other two?
He did.
Believe it or
Nice.
not.
And there was one that was very difficult that I did not think he was going to get, and he nailed it.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to.
You know, he has nailed most of them while I'm gone.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's just
that is correct.
coincidence.
Maybe you need to
Just
start doing
No, I think that'll be embarrassing.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm on a down deal.
Yeah, sure.
I am.
All right, so I know you're not ready, but
Not ready.
Here it comes.
Let's go for it.
Your date is August the 8th, 1980.
1980.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Man. I don't know. I am drawing a blank. 1980.
I think this is going to be obscure. I don't think this is obscure.
If you say so.
I do.
All right, you said so.
I didn't say it was a bad choice or anything wrong with it.
This is always a difficult period.
Yeah, that is the point. Yeah, the 80s are definitely.
I'm gonna have to concede on that one. I don't.
You're not going to even guess?
My head's not in it, to be honest.
Bruce is just, he ain't got it tonight. That's such a sad situation.
You've been waiting to use that.
Yes.
Did you have that queued up just for that?
No.
It's because I was looking at Think Geek. I think my head's on getting something for my daughter.
Oh, there you go. Think Geek.
Yeah, thinkgeek.com. You don't ever go there?
No, of course not.
Yeah, dude. I am drawing a blank.
Well, we'll have to buzz you for that because we got to move on.
I guess.
You want to guess, Michael?
No.
Okay.
I
You
can't.
don't-
I can't guess. I already know.
What? How do you already know?
Because I know. I looked it up.
Oh.
That's why I said I knew it was
Okay.
That wouldn't be fair.
So on August the 8th, 1980, a team at IBM called the Project Chess Team shows a prototype
know
microcomputer
it.
to their corporate management. Management gives approval for the team to build an operational computer within 1 year, with a 1 year deadline, to compete in a rapidly emerging personal computer market. 1 year and 4 days later, the IBM PC is introduced to the world, and the rest is history.
Yeah, that one was tough. I felt like it was something IBM related, but I was, yeah, that was. It's like I said, whenever it's these dates that they're announced that they're going to do something, that's difficult.
Yeah, it is. It would happen.
So
That was,
I wouldn't have.
that was the date
I
that the
wouldn't have guessed
project was
it.
approved.
I would have not guessed. That.
Yeah, that one was difficult.
It's just, it was 1 day and 1 year and 4 days later.
Yeah, that they.
So August the 12th, 1981, they released it.
Is that going to be?
So basically, they had a, no, no, it will not be.
Like, dude, I gave you a hit last week.
August 12th, 1981.
Yeah, that one was difficult.
I'm surprised that he didn't pick another one. August 6, 1997.
Was that the email to the space station?
No.
That is when
That was another one this
Apple
week.
and Microsoft made a truce.
That's
and
correct.
Microsoft gave Apple $150 million. That's
correct.
in. That's in. I think it's in Bill Gates' book, because it's been pointed to that that's when Bill Gates bailed out Apple. But to be fair, Apple had money in the bank, and they were also there's always lawsuits between them, and they settled some things, and that's how we got a lot of the Microsoft products onto Apple products and vice versa. So there are some undisclosed settlements done, but I think it definitely helped Apple in the long run.
There you go. There's your little ditty.
Keep them afloat. Was that accurate?
That was accurate.
Okay. Give me another date. Besides freaking IBM announcing
August
to
10th,
approve
2017. Here's a date. Here's a date.
today. What happened today?
No, here's a date. How about August 21st, 2017?
Oh yeah,
That's the eclipse.
Yeah.
Big
Oh,
solar
yeah.
eclipse.
we haven't really talked about that.
No.
No, we still got.
Yeah, I know. We
can
got
talk about it
next
next week.
week.
But I saw this today. That's why I said that day. It's a good little segue into this. So Krispy Kreme plans the tastiest eclipse in history. So for the first time, Krispy Kreme's original glazed donuts will be eclipsed by a mouth-watering chocolate glaze.
You can just get a.
According to
chocolate-
Krispy Kreme's website, the event is planned to coincide with the solar eclipse on Monday, August 21st, participating shops in the United States and Canada.
Okay.
I'm confused. What are they doing?
So they're going to
different?
replace, like you buy the glazed donuts with the white glaze.
Yeah.
The glaze is going to be chocolate.
So it's a chocolate glazed donut that you
Yeah.
can already buy?
Look at the picture.
No, I don't think. No, it.
Oh, no, the whole donut's
Yeah.
chocolate. It's not a vanilla donut. It's a chocolate donut with chocolate glaze. You can already buy that.
But let's see.
Okay, fine. I don't know what I don't eat them. So I don't care
Here's
for
the
them.
bringing
quote.
you.
Here's the quote from a
don't
press
ever.
release. The solar eclipse is a rare occasion providing a total sensory experience for viewers across the continental U.S. Chocolate will have the same effect as we introduce a first-time chocolate glazing to our iconic
the
original glazed
glazing
donut.
is chocolate,
Not
not the,
just a covering.
yes.
The chocolate glazed donut is a delicious way to experience the solar eclipse, no matter where you are, and we can't wait for our fans to try.
There's going to be a party.
Taste the eclipse.
There's going to be a party here on campus. as a
Guests
matter
can
of fact,
also-
supposedly.
I think it's awesome.
Guests can also get an early taste
Yeah.
of the limited time treat during the evening hot light hours, Saturday and Sunday, August 19th and 20th. I think we should have some of these.
Of course, this
for
one
the event
type
here on
occurs
campus.
every 12 years? I think.
What?
This type of eclipse occurs every
But-
12 years.
Not over this.
Yeah, sure.
Well,
not
no,
over this,
they
yeah.
said 99 years since it's been from the east to the west in the United States, covered the
Oh, wow.
entire country. That's what I read. Now, of course, I don't know. But do you guys have you seen any of the coverage yet about how to get ready for the eclipse, and that it could be it could be like a national disaster in places because of all the people that
they're talking about issues with cell service.
Could be panic. There could be people panic for 2 minutes and 40 seconds. How much panic could there be? I mean, I just find that this is another one of those.
Man.
I could not believe I read that.
We live in the information age.
That is, and some of it's not good.
No, but seriously,
a lot of it's not good.
But seriously, I read an article a couple weeks ago that they're planning some areas may have cell phone issues. It's not because of the eclipse itself, because people will go to certain remote areas where they can get a good viewing of it.
Yeah.
But they'll try to live stream it and Facebook it and all this.
That it's
And
going
to overwhelm
the network.
The network in that part of the country.
Just enjoy it.
Yeah.
I mean, get your phone out if you want to try to take a picture.
And
Let somebody else film it.
And make sure that you
upload it later.
Make sure that you have the right stuff to look at it.
Yeah.
Do
your
not.
eyes.
No. The Hey Techie Show highly suggests you have the proper equipment to look at it. Otherwise, you could damage your eyes.
Two eyeballs.
We need to talk about that next week, because not just going in, because I found some fake.
Hey, look.
Oh, yeah, you can find some fake stuff.
I found some fake solar eclipse glasses on Amazon, so you got to be careful.
That's true. I've heard about that.
We'll talk about it next week.
Oh, that's good.
Why would they
That's
even,
rich.
Why would they even sell it on Amazon? But okay.
If you do this,
Yeah, if you do that, you're okay.
you're good.
If you just put your hands up.
So your
put your hands
your
up,
raccoon eyes.
make some,
Make-
make some glasses. With your
Yeah.
or do the whole.
Could you use Google Glass?
Probably not.
Just
Sorry.
wink and take
Well,
a picture.
Look, we've had a great time.
Oh man, it's
From
done.
all of us to all of you, have a great weekend.
The Hey Techies Show is produced by The Guru and co-produced by Mike Stedham. Join us again next time for another exciting installment of The Hey Techies Show. It's going to be great, maybe.